Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros.
Shoots, he scores!
In this video, we're going to do a mock draft based on the draft target videos that I've been dropping for the last 2 weeks since the NHL lottery. And we're going to put it all together and see who the consensus top 16 are. And if you're into hockey content, hit that subscribe and like button. I'd really appreciate the support, and we are approaching 14,000 subscribers. That's unreal. Thanks to everyone, and keep them coming. All right, and another thing that's going on is that I started the community draft, and every year I do a top 32 community draft where you can go and vote. All you got to do is go to the homepage, hit the post button, and then make your selection. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so at number 1, based on the lottery, we have the New York Islanders. And Craig Button from TSN, he has Matthew Schaefer going first overall. And Matthew Schaefer had 22 points in 17 games. Yeah, a shortened season. But Button said a player on the blue line who reminds him a lot of Drew Doughty in the way that Schaefer controls the game. He's a player that can make the game change in his team's advantage. It elevates the Islanders franchise to a significant level, having a player like Matthew Schaefer on their team. And yeah, you know what? He's uber dynamic. And, you know, the small sample size might scare them off, but it's hard to say. But anyways, based on Button, Matthew Schaefer goes first overall to the Islanders. At number 2, we have the San Jose Sharks. And I went over to The Athletic, and Scott Wheeler said that they're going to take Michael Misa. And Wheeler said that if Schaefer goes number 1, there are 5 consensus forwards they'll likely consider to varying degrees. Centers Misa, Higgins, Frondel, Desnoyers, and winger Porter Martone. And he said that Misa has the highest upside and still feels like the most likely outcome, though. Of that group, Hagen feels like the least likely to him because they already have Smith. So Michael Misa, second overall to the San Jose Sharks. All right, and at number 3, we have the Chicago Blackhawks. And on the hockey news, they went with Porter Martone. And he is a big power forward type player that played for the Brampton Steelheads in the OHL. And what they said was that Connor Bedard needs help, and Martone could be his Tom Wilson or Matthew Tkachuk. Martone has plenty of skill, but he's also big and mean. The Hawks have the luxury of already having Bedard and Frank Nazar at center, but they could use a power forward on the wing, and Martone fits the bill. So, according to the hockey news, Porter Martone at number 3 to the Blackhawks. Moving on to number 4, we have the Utah Mammoth. And according to NHL.com, Kimmelman, he went with Anton Frondel. And he said that Frondel eventually could move to the wing, but his elite offensive game should translate no matter where he plays. He's an outstanding skater, and he uses it well on the forecheck. He has high compete level, won't shy away from physical play, and has a quick release on his shot and can beat goalies from distance with it. He's already playing against men in the Allsvenskan, and it gives him an understanding of pro hockey lifestyle, which should accelerate his development. So at number 4 to Utah, we have Anton Frondel. And at number 5, we have the Nashville Predators. And who are they going to go with? According to The Athletic and Scott Wheeler, he's going with James Higgins. And he said that I think the Preds could take Martone here if he's available and could really use his size-skill combination within their pool. O'Brien could be a fit too, but Smashville has waited a long time to draft a premium skill forward, and Higgins would give them that. He said that I don't think that they can stop from swinging on a player of Higgins' talent. The last time the Preds picked in the top 5, they took Seth Jones. If Higgins is here, I think they should make him their next American star. So that would be a really nice pickup for the Nashville Predators at number 5. Moving on to number 6, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. And we go over the hockey news for this one. And they went with Caleb Desnoyers from the Moncton Wildcats. And they said that Desnoyers would be loved by Flyers fans. He brings skill, leadership, and a 200-foot game that doesn't have any holes in it. He's a strong kid playing on one of the best junior teams in Canada, and he absolutely racked up the points for the Moncton this season. And yeah, he's still having himself a great postseason. They won the Q title and are in the Mem Cup right now, and he's playing actually today. So we're going to see Caleb Desnoyers in the Mem Cup and see how he handles that pressure. So at number 6 to the Philadelphia Flyers, Caleb Desnoyers. Number 7, we have the Boston Bruins. And who are they going to go with? Well, we head over to The Athletic and Scott Wheeler again, and he's going with Jake O'Brien from the Brantford Bulldogs. And he said, if it plays out the way I have it here, this will be O'Brien or Martone. Ultimately, I think the Bruins begin their rebuild down the middle, though. I think they'd be all over Martin, and if he's here as well. McQueen is probably in play here depending on his medicals too. But he's going to go with the uber-talented Jake O'Brien, who is just a magician with the puck. So the Boston Bruins, they get Jake O'Brien at number 7. And moving on to number 8 on the list, we have the Seattle Kraken. And who are they going to go with? Well, according to the Hockey News, they're picking up defenseman Jackson Smith from the Tri-City Americans. Coming off a scintillating World Under-18s with Gold Medal Canada, Smith brings a little bit of everything to a Kraken pipeline that is still growing. He's a great skater with size and physicality, and the offensive potential was really on display at the World Men's Under-18s. And yeah, you know what? When you're 6'3" and you are mobile like Jackson Smith is, you're going to open up a lot of eyes, and that's what the Hockey News said he's going to do at number 8, Jackson Smith to the Seattle Kraken. And at number 9, we have the Buffalo Sabres. And we're heading over to TSN, Craig Button for this one. And he's going with Radim Murtka, the 6'6", smooth skating defenseman that played for the Seattle Thunderbirds in the WHL this year. And yeah, he had 35 points in 43 games as a defenseman. And what you get is a big, like I said, 6'6", mobile D with a little bit of offensive upside, and you can't turn your back on someone like that. So the Hockey News says that Radim Murtka goes number 9 to the Buffalo Sabres. And at number 10, we have the Anaheim Ducks. They're going to go with, according to the Hockey News again, Roger McQueen from the Brandon Wheat Kings. And they said that with so many young players already in the lineup, the Ducks can think more long-term here. McQueen missed much of the season due to injury, and scouts worry about his back. But Anaheim can be patient. If he turns out, he's a 6'5" center who can shoot the puck and has top 5 skill in this draft class. So they're going with Roger McQueen at number 10 to the Anaheim Ducks. And with the 11th overall pick, the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to select Victor Eklund based on The Athletic and Scott Wheeler. And he said, ideally, I think the Penguins would hope for one of the top centers to fall. If that doesn't happen, though, I don't think their pool, as improved as it is, can afford to reach for a center. The consensus top center left is Braden Coots, but he's a lower upside bet, and Eklund, a skilled but competitive and smart right shot winger, is the Kyle Dubas, Wes Clark type. I could see them looking to add some size, though, as well, and I think a player like Lyndon Lakovic could fit and go as early as this pick as well. But he went with Victor Eklund, number 11, to the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right. And at number 12, we have the New York Rangers. Now, the Pittsburgh Penguins could potentially scoop up this pick, and so we'll see what happens there. But according to Hockey News, if it is the Rangers, they're going to go with Brady Martin from the Sioux Greyhounds. And they said that for a team in need of a culture refresh, Martin would be a great future building block. He's a farm boy, strong center who dazzled at the World Under-18s for Canada and played great for the Sioux team that didn't have much else. Great skater who competes and plays the right way. And yeah, Brady Martin had like 57 points in 48 games, so he definitely can put up some nice numbers. So according to Hockey News, Brady Martin, 12th overall to the New York Rangers. And at number 13, we have the Detroit Red Wings. And who are they going to go with? NHL.com, Kimmelman, he went with Carter Bear. Yes, nice pick there. Now, an Achilles injury ended Bear's season March 9th, but he scored 40 goals in 56 games when healthy, and the 18-year-old showed the ability to get his shot off quick in tight spaces. Bear is smart and skilled enough to find open ice and produce, but is strong enough to make space for himself below the faceoff dots and finish around the net. His work ethic on and off the ice also is one of his better qualities. So yeah, according to Kimmelman, Carter Bear goes 13th overall to the Detroit Red Wings. And at number 14, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets. They got a nice young pipeline. And according to Kimmelman, he's going with Lyndon Lakovic from the Moose Jaw Warriors. And Lakovic is an outstanding skater for a player his size, 6'4", 190 pounds. And he has the ability to skate through checks or put a defender on his hip and use his strength to protect the puck and use another asset, his outstanding shot. The Blue Jackets have done well in finding centers the past few years, and Lakovic seems like the perfect piece to put around them. So at number 14, Lyndon Lakovic to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And moving on to number 15, we have the Vancouver Canucks and NHL.com again, Kimmelman. He's going with Kashan Aitchison, the big burly D from the Barrie Colts. He brings an entertaining mix of offensive skill and brute strength that makes him a nightmare to play against, similar to Ducks defenseman Jacob Trouba. The left-handed shot was smart with his aggressive style, finishing with 88 penalty minutes and a +6 rating in 64 games, while also drawing the toughest defensive assignments each game. So yeah, if you want to add a little toughness to your team, then Kashan Aitchison is definitely a nice pick. And so Vancouver takes him at number 15. And the last lottery pick here, we got number 16, and that is going to the Montreal Canadiens via Calgary. And Craig Button, he's going with Justin Carbonneau at that pick. And he had 89 points in 62 games. And what a perfect fit for the Montreal Canadiens. The Quebec-born winger is just an absolute menace when he's on the ice, physically and also on the scoreboard. The kid can rip a puck, as you see in this clip right here, and that would be a nice fit for them. They actually have the 17th overall pick too, so they got 2 picks back-to-back, so this would be a nice one for them. So here you have it. According to the online pundits, first overall, Matthew Schaefer, Michael Misa second to San Jose, Porter Martone to the Hawks at 3, Anton Frondel to Utah at 4, number 5, Nashville, James Hagens. 6, Philadelphia Flyers, Caleb Desnoyers. Jake O'Brien at number 7 to the Boston Bruins. Jackson Smith goes to Seattle at number 8. Number 9, Radim Murka to the Buffalo Sabres. Roger McQueen to the Ducks at number 10. 11th overall is Victor Eklund to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Brady Martin to the Rangers at 12. Carter Bear to the Red Wings at 13. Number 14 is Lyndon Lakovic to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Kashan Aitchison, number 15 to the Vancouver Canucks. And finally, Justin Carbonneau to the Montreal Habs at number 16. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And please help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe and like button. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.